Today we're working on Beat Saber. This is a product made by VRSenal. This is one of their flagship machines prior to many version updates. This is actually prior to me working for them as well, before 2020 when all the stuff happened. So right now we're working on replacing a small PCB. This is a headset hub that they have inside here. Provides power and USB connectivity to this and the headset. So essentially it takes the place of having the battery for the Focus3 in the back, and allows the headset to stream onto the television that you see here. Right now it's got an error saying puck not detected, and that's because the cord, the cable, got yanked out because of the way it runs. Even if we were to install it the way that VRSenal asked us to, it would still be in front of the guests, and their hands end up hitting this with the controllers and whatnot. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is I've modified this, which you can see it's been yanked out a couple of times too, because these don't actually seat in there anymore. But I'm going to zip tie the cable so that it goes up like this, and it should be a little bit more out of the way of the guest per se, but probably not. So that's what I'm going to be working on today. Do you not want to be in the video?
What?
Do you not want to be in the video?
I don't really care either way.
Okay, what's up?
The game, the credits are just like it's the 8 symbol, but it's just like going all around. It's really weird.
What?
It's not displaying a specific credit number. It's just like all of the lights are kind of like spinning around in there.
They do that until you swipe.
They do?
Yeah.
We just cut this out, yeah.
I mean, I can, yeah. I usually do if I have to go to another game when I'm working on a specific one, so.
Yeah, I saw the GoPro and I was like, I'm backing it up.
You're all good.
I had some customers who swiped on it and say it ate their credits, so.
No? No, just... Come on. So usually what you can do if it's acting weird like that, okay, just lightly pull that and see if the switch got busted out.
It looks like it got messed with.
It got busted out. Yeah. There's supposed to be two little things right there. So, well, that fun sucks.
Okay.
I might be able to get it to work temporarily, but that usually involves replacing the button.
Oh boy.
The entire button, because they break that. But yeah, both sides do it. This one has a broken LED segment on it, but...
Let me test this guy, make sure it works.
Yep.
Yep, looks fine.
But if you notice, because of that segment, it looks like it says 7.
That is not...
It's not good, but it's broken.
Yeah.
So...
Alright, cool. Yeah, I just had a customer swipe and be like, yeah, it ate my credits. I'm like, oh.
No, it didn't. It did not.
Well, I gave him a refund anyway.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh well.
Okie dokie. Yeah. All right, so here we are back at this. I was just explaining how headset issues are caused by the way it's designed. So what I'm doing is I'm going to take off this. This is what they call the puck. Yeah, sorry. So, little jittery today. Had a high caffeinated beverage. So, just to boost a little bit of energy here. So, pop that off. And that little PCB goes right underneath here, so I have to take this off as well. Ooh. Gosh, these people are not gentle with these headsets. So, wrong one. These use Torx, but here you'll see, wrong size, obviously stuff. Here you'll see that they barely go into the plastic, mainly because the plastic is has given way. I'm trying to tighten it back up, but it just pulls straight out of the rest of the armor, so it's kind of a whatever. I'll fix it with something else later on. But for right now, just pulling these out so I can get underneath the puck here and at the cable as well, because I need to add a little bit of no move goop. No move goop being hot glue to try to keep the cable from moving out of the clamp here. This is a clamp, so these actually do bite into the plastic, but I can feel that the plastic is starting to not be very happy anymore. So, this isn't a camera or anything. There are 4 cameras on the the Focus3. They essentially, this is like an inside tracking instead of an external tracking headset, which is pretty cool. I'm glad they got this upgraded enough to where they can use that, but if you can see in there, this is actually supposed to be more flat towards this this part of the plastic, but it doesn't pull in close enough, and it actually slips out and pulls on the cable here, which this plugs into that, and then separates out on a small daughter board for the USB. This is the old one, the bad one. So it's got a little USB hub, 4-port USB hub. They're only using 3 of the ports. Both of these are USB, and then that one's a USB as well. As you can see, it just goes to the little USB-C daughter board. It's got 12 volts straight to these 2, because this the cable that they have has the USB data and then 12 volts as the power. So then it has a DC to DC regulator under here to provide 5 volts for the chip, and then 5 volts for this. It's got a little it's got 3 amp capacity for current rating, I should say. And then yeah, this divides it between all of the ports, but they've just bypassed the power out for this straight to this. So yeah, it's fun. It's cool to reverse engineer these sometimes and see how they did things. And it really helps when they have a partner like HTC to essentially do this, because oh yeah, this is all connected stuff. Because doing it in-house, I was creating a couple of PCBs for them at one point, that allowed communication between the card reader that you see right here in front of me and the game itself to communicate, essentially just saying, hey, I got a swipe, activate the game. But, you know, the old system used to retract the headset so that it was mostly out of the way of people that, you know, shouldn't hold on to it. But so many times I've seen them pull on it and break it on purpose because they're like, well, I wanted to see in the screen. Sorry, you wanted to see in the screen. There's nothing to see in there. So yeah, that's all it is. It's a IGUS or IGUS. I'm not exactly sure the pronunciation. IGUS cable, four conductor, shielded. They are not twisted pair or anything like a standard USB would be, but it works well. This, I believe, is a 17-foot length of it, so just outside of the 15-foot spec, but it works. No issues there. Should have brought some isopropyl. It loves making hot glue release its I'll get that later. Yeah. It likes making hot glue release its stickiness so that you can remove it easier. I do need to remove this though, so I'll go ahead and do that a little bit here. Honestly, I need to use a flashlight. Oh, it's bottoming out in there. That's why. There's literally nothing for it to grab onto. Yep. No wonder it doesn't clamp down on it. But yeah, these two cables right here are what connect to that little PCB. I'm glad it came with new hardware, but I forgot the hardware. Oh boy. Okay. Well. So well, I'm gonna go ahead and pause here for a minute. I need to go grab some hardware, the little screws that go right there. Don't know why they didn't do heat set inserts for everything, but I guess, yeah. So if I'm honest, I'm not very happy at how this is all set up. These screws barely bite into this, which is disappointing as I look at this more and more. All right, so Headset's gonna stay right here, and I'll be back. Welcome back. I just went upstairs and grabbed what I needed. So, all right, they sent a little package for the new hardware for it, just in case I lost it, which I didn't. Although it's like an M1 screw, I think, maybe smaller. So, gotta unplug that from the old board. Set that there. I did not grab isopropyl, so there's going to be some residue from the hot glue, but I'm going to end up adding some more anyways. All right, so plug that into this USB. So, all right, that's how it goes on here. So, like I said, it just provides power on one side and then power and data on the other. This one's the 12 volt side, and I believe this is the 5 volt or 12 volt USB-C power delivery. And then I use this hardware and screw it in, and it's all happy. So, one screw, two screw. I don't need those other screws because it only uses 2 screws. Do need these lock washers. Lock washer 1. Oh hey, these aren't lock washers, they're just spacers. Okay, that works. And then I'll just keep those. All right, so grab this. If I remember correctly, is this standard? Yeah, it's standard. Maybe it's a, oh gosh, I can't even remember. Probably it's not even a 632, smaller than that. But it's a really small thread pitch and thread size. And okay, so we are successfully in there. I will use my fingers to tighten it up a little bit. Maybe not. Nope. Okay. Oh, not super tight because I need to move it for the other side. So, I'm a bit shaky today. Like I said, caffeine hype. Come on. There we go. Give it a little snug. There we go. Alrighty. So that, I guess I should go ahead and power off the PC. That's just going to be me unplugging the PC. Alright, give this a pull. Gonna straighten that out a bit. Alrighty. So, this has a brand new tip on it. that's about where it needs to be. So let's take a look here. All right. I might stuff that full of hot glue. All right. And then trying to think of the best way to do this, because this does need a little bit of I did take an extra piece off. Okay. Yep, right there. I was wondering why it wasn't fitting exactly right. There's my reason. Okay, come on. There we go. All right. So this will squeeze in here.
What is this?
And this sticks in here. Okay. So then
50 credits.
all right. So adding some of that here again. And then adding a little bit in the hole so that hopefully when I put the big screws in it again, it'll kind of pull onto it. Alrighty. Okay. So no, I knew that was going to happen. Just got to pull a little bit of it away on that. Probably is not going to fit there very well either. No, well, that's okay. So that fits fine. So hopefully the low light functionality on the GoPro's showing you guys enough here. So main thing on this is I wanted to get some hot glue inside the rubber strain relief so that it'll at least hold on to the cable a little bit. There we go. Okay. So, skinny Phillips go here. 3. Uh-oh. Okay. Yeah, that's the same. It just looks slightly different. So I'm not tightening them all the way down. I'm just getting them to about where the heads hit the sides of these screw holes, because they didn't size them right. And then should have been plenty of time to let these cool down. But these big thick ones, come on. So what I'm gonna do here in the future is try to find some heat set inserts and essentially try to get these clamping down on this cable, because that's the issue all the way around, is that this gets yanked on so hard by guests that the cable essentially gets yanked out of the little hub thing that I showed you a little earlier, and it gets pulled out far enough that because of the way it's designed, it'll kind of go back and forth like you're plugging in a USB hub and unplugging it very quickly, and it causes the little board to fail a lot of it. And then because of that, it just fails to initialize and says it can't find the puck because the USB hub in here is essentially dead. So little spider webs everywhere. Alrighty, so I need a little bit of light. Sorry for the flashlight blaring. Okay. So before I get too terribly far, I'm gonna go ahead and plug the PC back in, or the game, and then see if it detects anything. And if it does, we're golden. Set it right there. And then, there it is. Come on, you stupid plug. Need to replace this. There we go. The darn cable. Okay, so the hub. I thought it had a little LED on it, but it doesn't. That's okay. But the I'm assuming both the headset yep, the headset is booting. Don't know if you can see that. And then yep, there it is. There's the little green light underneath in there saying that it's booting up. I'll do the hot glue on that side as well. And then cool. So we'll sit here and watch the PC and see what she does. Oh wow, the date's way off on that. Need to change the date on that. 2 days off. But the time's right. So right now it's starting the automation. Yay, it found the headset. I can see it right down there. Connected Focus3 headset FA1832R00569. Controller, mini Arduino, Vive Pro controller. Okay, so it considers this a Vive Pro controller because, yeah. They use a hybrid system on this because every center is different, so having the internal tracking of the headset doesn't work well. Wonder what the Kona QRD is. I'm gonna use Google. Oh, it's the storage. Okay. Cool. So here in a minute, we should have business streaming's exiting. Uh-oh. Okay. I don't want it to show puck not found. Because it should be. Here in a second it should pop up saying, oh, yep. Steam VR sees it. I don't see anything on the headset yet, but Cool. So, not entirely sure if you can see it, but we were successful. I am so happy. It's been quite a while since we've heard this thing playing. So, all right, gotta get these screws in. I'm gonna modify this. It should survive just fine with a drill hole through the middle of it. I think I used the 3/16 inch. Yeah. Should be plenty size for that. All right. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm modifying this part and putting a hole so I can put a zip tie through it. It's a little diagonal, but that's okay. Not too bad. Not terrible. All right. It got a little warm, but that's okay. All right. I know VRSenal doesn't like it when centers modify things, but sometimes you have to. Sometimes, oh, forgot my screwdriver. Sometimes guests just get mean. They break things. Instead of asking for help and thinking they look like an idiot, which I'd rather them ask for help than think they look like an idiot, because there's no stupid question except for one that's not asked. No stupid or silly questions with me. If you don't know it, ask. Don't assume and then break it further. That's what these guys do. Not really ranting, I'm just, yeah. That doesn't feel right. Okay. Here's a tip if you didn't already know. For plastic screws or screws that have been previously threaded in plastic, turn it backwards until you feel it pop in. Once it pops in, I don't know if you can see that. But like once it pops in, that means that's where the threads have started, and you can just easily put it in and not cross-thread it or re-thread it every single time. Quite a few of my counterparts never knew that. They just, you know, keep unscrewing and re-screwing items into the plastic shells of the card readers or any other game or thing that has plastic in it, and just end up doing that. So hopefully my video doesn't get C-striked for this song playing right now. But yeah, here we go. She's all ready. So essentially what I'm going to do is zip tie that right there where that hole is, and then that right there where that hole is. And it shouldn't interfere. We should be good. So we'll get these last screws in and then at least put that zip tie in. Well, this was a successful repair. I'm happy about it. zip tie fell back down after I moved the last time, so it's in here. Okay. So for most people, it should kind of keep it out of the way. We'll see. All right. But yeah, after they're done, it goes right here. Controller's right there. And this was the bad one. So, all right, time to clean up and re-enable the card reader. Well, thanks for joining me. It's been a quick repair today, so cool. Have a nice one.